Alrighty traders, so I want to share with you an in-depth detail about what I see happening with the mining sector. I want to show you some short-term TA, but also I want to give you some fundamental, simple cycle analysis of why the greatest mining stock boom is coming. Let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, just to let you know that I think today is the last day you'll be able to see anyway. So today's the last day guys to get 95% off the Master Trader Lab. You can see all the details there. If you go to johnsflashstyle.com, you can see everything that's included in the Master Trader Lab. And hey, I'm giving you a 30-day money back guarantee as well too. So if you don't like it, ask for a refund, and I'll also let you keep access to it. Now, let's actually start off with the mining sector here. So let's actually get into the mining sector. So on a short-term technical level basis, what I'm seeing in the mining sector right now is this. Check this out. This is where it gets really, really awesome, right? So once we see that the mining sector is in a really nice sort of upward trend for the entire year, really, really starting to gain some legs here, okay? So really starting to make these high lows all the way up, haven't moved to the upside, and we're getting this bit of a short-term drop down through here. Okay, so one thing I do really see happening with the mining sector is, as you can see, this $40 level on the GDX here is a very, 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 very important point. Now, after this short-term little correction out of the markets, right after this short-term little correction out of the markets, we can actually see that once we actually start to get back above this $40 level, then we can actually see this thing possibly start to rise up to around about the $45 to $46 level from there. So this is what I'm looking at right now when it comes to the short term of the mining sector here, right? So short term, high, low, and high, low. All this resistance around the $40 level, that's where it's at. That's happening on the short term TA from there. So this is really, really, really important from a trading perspective from here. If I go look at the GDXJ, well, the GDXJ, the really thing about the GDXJ is, as you know, that's that level up through there. The really big thing about that level all through there is, if I go back in time, as you can see, if I go back in time and I bring up, say, my weekly charts, look how important that level is there. That's a significant level that's been happening there in the past, right? So what do we have here? $50 level, right? $50 level as well too. So this here is a significant level in the past. Once we do break that, then we can see what the GDXJ get up to around about. There's also a little bit of short-term resistance around there, so possibly around the $70 mark. And in fact, if I just do this here, check that out, guys. Check this out. Now, this is something pretty awesome, right? Look at this here. 30, 40, 50. What is that? $20, right? So every $20, right, 30, and then let's go. Oh, you can't make that up. Look at this here, guys. Now, this is pretty awesome. Check this out. Look at this here. Every $20, there's a significant level of support or resistance, right? Around the $30 mark was a significant key area. Around the $50 mark, a significant key area. Then we look at the $70 mark. We know, as you can see, all through here, right? As you can see, all through there, a very significant area in the actual markets there, right? Very, very, very significant through that point there. And then as we go to the $90 level, we can see that we've also had all of this level all through here as well too, right? So we can see that that's what's going on there when it comes to the GDXJ, but that's actually pretty awesome. That's a short-term TA from there. So that essentially tells me this, okay? That essentially tells me this. Once we actually break above this $50 level, we're probably likely to go for a rise to the upside. So that's what I'm seeing through there. Let's go to the SIL right now. And the silver mining sector, I believe, we're getting a major shift. Major shift is taking place right now. And what I mean by that is, you can actually see we were for a long time in this massive downward trend. But then also, so that's that real long-term trend. What happens when we start to break up above here? What happens? That's a trend that's been there since 2010. And we see that through there. But not only that, but look at this here, right? We have what? We have this point through here, and we have this point all through here, right? All through there. Resistance, resistance, and now you can see things are starting to change. The change is what? The change is we've made these lower highs all the way down. Now we've actually broken up a higher high. You see, see how things are changing, right? So it's went from down, flat, and I believe we're starting to see something like that now with the SIL there as well too, right? And also the SILJ, sort of the same thing. We've got this major level of support, but if we look at this from a perspective of what's going on here, we can see there was a massive downward trend all through there. As you can see, right? Massive, massive, massive downward trend all through there. And so what that simply means was that, remember, this is a weekly chart. So this is a big long-term trend. Lower highs all the way down. We're basing out, and now we're breaking up above this. We do have probably a bit of a support and resistance going on through there somewhere. So that tells me that this little move to the upside, once we do break up, we're probably likely to run to around the $17 mark. So that's a bit of a short-term TA on all the indices, but I want to give you the big picture here. This is short-term technical analysis. I love that because I'm a trader of the markets. In fact, guys, in that Master Trader Lab that I'm running for 95% off at johnsflashsale.com, I've actually got 4 really amazing, incredible, powerful trading systems in the Master Trader Lab. And that's just the trading system section, right? That's not including the mindset section, the chart reading section. And it's just, there's so much in there. Again, just go check that out. I'm running a 95% off sale today for that. So you can see that through that. Now, I really want you to share something with you here. Sometimes I think a lot of the times we're trying to be too clever, right? We're trying to be too clever with our positioning. Now, that's what I've been talking about here is a trading perspective, trading the market, so on and so forth. But from an investing point of view, I see so many people making it more complicated than it really is, right? So I really see when it comes to the mining sector, I see so many people like this. They're trying to jump on the AI bandwagon now, and they're trying to jump on all these other bandwagons that's happening out there. All right, but one thing they're not seeing is that for me, guys, right? If as an investor, what am I doing? I'm looking to put my money in the market. And I'm probably going to be holding it for what? 3, 4, 5 years, 6 years, maybe 10 years, right? So that's the long-term investing point of view. If that is the case, would I rather be A, getting into a market that's already made a big move, like the tech sector as an example? Would I want to be getting into this thing after it's already made a big move? Or would I want to be getting into something that is likely to start a big trend for a few years, but hasn't started yet? So A, do I get into the tech sector now? And it may have a lot more upside to come. By the way, I do believe that. Or B, do I get into something that hasn't started an upward trend yet, that when it does start, we're now likely to have a good 2, 3, 4, 5 years of a good bull market? To me, I have my money, and I would say section or scenario number B gets the winner. What am I talking about here? Well, if I actually look at, say, something like the GDXJ, right? From an investment point of view, let's actually look at this from a common sense point of view. What do you say are the chances of our lifetime of us going through another mining boom? What would you say? I'd give that pretty much close to 100%, right? Now, right, we're going to go through another mining boom, right? It just happens through decades and decades and decades and decades and decades, right? We just mining boom, mining bust, so on and so forth, right? So if we know that to be true, there is going to be another mining boom. We don't know when. Now, 6 months from now, 12 months from now, 2 years, we don't know when, okay? But what do we do? We want to get in before the boom, right? Because by the time the boom is starting, the market's already up 50%. See what I'm saying here, right? Now, the thing is that if we know there's definitely going to be another mining boom and there hasn't been one in the last 10 years, what's probably going to come over the next 10 years? Really simple stuff, right? So people trying to jump on the crypto bandwagon, the Bitcoin bandwagon, all these other bandwagons. And I'm saying, no. Let's actually not go down this path, right? Why don't we get into something that hasn't made the move yet? So by the time this GDXJ makes its break and this is up at 110, people then are starting to realize it, right? So to me, the long term, the mining sector right now it's a sector that most people are not talking about. People are focusing on all the hot stocks and the Nvidias and all that sort of stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, from a trading point of view, give me all markets, right? I trade all markets. But from an investor point of view, a long-term buy and hold point of view, there is no greater opportunity than the mining sector. Now, I say no great opportunity, right? That's going to come with what? Investing is not trying to pick tops and bottoms. You're going to go through your 5 or 10% drops and your 20% booms and your 15% sideways slightly corrections and all that sort of stuff, right? That's what a mining boom is, right? Nothing just goes straight up. So that's what I wanted to share with you here, guys. Some really perspective on a short-term TA. I think there's a lot of opportunity happening on a trading perspective there. But from an actual long-term investing point of view, I actually don't see anything else out there as good of an opportunity when it comes down to long-term investing. When it comes down to that. Why? Because the cycles of how this life works is in our favor. And also, that's one of the reasons why the mining sector is still down here at ultra low levels. It hasn't started yet. But by the time people say, well, I'm going to wait for the boom to start, then I'm going to get on. By the time you wait for it to start, this thing's up at 110 and you've missed out on a big, massive, we're talking probably 100+% increase. And I do believe once this mining sector gets going, it is going to get absolutely screaming to the upside. And by that time, most people missed out. So we want to get in before that move even starts.